All right, hello. We are here to play Cartel by Magpie Games. My name is Jason. I use he, him pronouns. This is session 4 of 5. Um, Two of our players couldn't make it today, but we got three players here, and I always find sessions with three players to be really excellent sessions, so I'm anticipating the same today. No pressure. Cartel is a PBTA game of narco fiction. Takes place in a city called Durango, Mexico. Excuse me, in the year 2007. This game is part of the Gauntlet RPG community. Go to gauntlet-rpg.com if you're interested in what we do, want to try out some games with us. Enough said there. Let's go around the table. Just introduce yourself and your characters with your pronouns. And just kind of jog your memory and remind us of the kind of pressures and stressors and appointments that your character has on their agenda. Let's start with Lupe today.
Yes, hi, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Lupe, who is the Esposa playbook. And her overriding desire is to protect her family. And that currently concerns two people in particular. Her son, Alejandro, who has been suspended from school for fighting with another boy who is very well connected and whose family has put pressure on the school to get him expelled, which Lupe knows will be a disaster, not merely for his schooling, but for the likely company he's likely to take up with if he is not occupied in a good way. The other is her younger sister, Isabel, who is a federal policewoman, and who is caught up in the thick of things. She knows and is having is being threatened by this her boss, Reyes, who is also the father of the boy that Alejandro got into a fight with, and Reyes is putting pressure on her to do something terrible. And Lupe suspects it is to kill a good cop, a fellow named Zamora, but she is not sure. That it's just her intuition. She has become desperate, and she does not see a way out of this situation except to do something drastic, and so that is what she is contemplating now. Without saying like this.
Okay, let's swing around and catch up with Angel. Daniel.
Hello, my name is Daniel, pronouns he, him. I play Angel. Angel is he's a sicario, an assassin who works for the cartel, and he's in so much trouble because everything that he has done has gone horribly wrong. He tried to do some jobs for the cartel and ended up sparing a witness of a murder, and the witness ended up in the wrong hands, in the hands of the police. And he is also entangled in a relationship with Lupe, and which is sort of a burden for him, but also he cares about her very much. So he made some choices that actually he thinks now that he's just a target and that he will be punished and killed by the cartel. He has been called up by the Jefe's right hand in Edina to meet her at a football stadium, and basically he reckons that his life is ending soon if he doesn't do something. And that's the plan. Is he doesn't have a plan, but the plan is to fight in any way he can for his life.
All right, thank you. And Saul.
Hey, hello, I'm Pavel. I'm playing Saul, who was entangled into the neck deep into this. First, Saul went back to get his car back, where he was apprehended by Lieutenant Reyes, and made a deal that he will kill El Jefe when the situation arises for Lieutenant Reyes, because that was the only way out. Then the situation went spiral as he tried to buy the guns. He threatened the gun dealer. Then luckily Angel appeared and shot the guns dealer, at the same time wounding Azul. And as we were driving to get Azul to the doctor, Azul died. And so now we are there in a car with a dead body of a friend, and Angel, I think, is going somewhere. And Saul also was persuaded forcefully by Isabel to set up a meeting between Isabel and El Jefe. The problem is, I don't think Saul knows who the El Jefe even is, and his only contact is Eredina, and he doesn't go higher. So that will be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we've established that. I'm willing to create the fiction whichever way you want it to go on that. The only thing that I think we know is that Isabel is your contact to the cartel. Like she has to go through you to reach the cartel. So maybe for that reason, maybe you have a deeper contact, but we'll play it out and see how it goes. All right. So safety wise, we are using the Gauntlet Code of Conduct. Be nice to each other. Don't be a dick. We're using the open door. People can come and go as they please. Two of our players weren't able to make it today. That is perfectly fine. We will find a way to get them back in the story next week. If you need to step away, that's fine too. We're using the X card. If something comes along that's really harsh or hardcore, it's just too much for you, throw that X on the screen, say the X, print it in the chat, whatever it takes to get it to us so we see that, and we will rewind. We'll try to do what we need to do to help you feel comfortable. And we're using lines and veils. Let's remind ourselves of our lines and veils. We have lines on homophobia, midichlorians, sexual assault, violence and coercion, transphobia, infertility, and earthquakes. We have veils on slavery and torture by PCs, and ask first on propaganda. Okay. So to get us started, first we would usually set our stress to 2, but everybody's at 4 already, so we don't need to worry about that. I think we'll skip the start of session moves today. I think we got enough in the pot now. We don't really need to add more. And I think we're ready to get started. I don't see anything else on my notes. Well, it's up to you guys where we pick up. Anybody have a scene in mind to get us going? As we said, with the 3 of you guys, what do we have on the plate? We had Lupe had told Angel that she wanted to meet with him as soon as possible. Yes. They had tentatively said in an hour. We had left Saul and Angel in a on the street somewhere, having pulled over after leaving a crime scene, and like Pavel mentioned, Saul has just got off the phone with Isabel, who sounded as though she had passed out, at the end of your call. She sounded very drunk, and Lupe had left her, sleeping in a chair back at, I presume that was at your house where you had your dinner party. Is that right, Brandon?
Yes. She's sleeping in a chair all tucked in.
Mm-hmm.
All tucked in with a little glass of water next to her when she wakes up, and a note that says, "I'll take care of everything."
Mm-hmm. Let's start with Saul and Angel then. Side of the road, like Saul had said, your friend has died in the back seat of your BMW. What's that scene look like, you think?
I'm just really curious, is Angel still there? Because I think Angel came to my car, said something, and then went, then drive off. I'm not sure. Are
I
you
don't.
still-
Do you have you
Yeah.
driven off? I don't recall. I mean, we could pick up.
I don't remember, but I think yes, I wanted to tell Saul that meet me later. I'll call you. We need to go to the place, to the stadium, but I have some more important, really important stuff to do right now. I have another thing, and I can't talk about it right now. But we had, as I remember, Saul, we had an agreement of some kind for. I asked you to help me around at the stadium, and then I think I missed the role, and then you had some kind of a.
Yeah, I think we did made a deal. I forced you to go to the doctor first, and then we will talk about it. But now
Oh,
you no
okay.
longer
Yeah.
need the doctor.
Okay. So yeah. I just I'm just counting on you to be there. I don't have any leverage on you, but meet me later at the stadium. I'm in trouble. That's what I tell him. But I if you can help me, that would be really good. But I have to take care of something else right now. And then
Yeah, I think as you start to walk off toward your truck, I think Saul gets out of his car and he's like, we can see that he like kicks the wheel and he's like really unsure whether to be angry at you, furious, or afraid of you because you are the hell and he's just the Saul. But I think he approaches you as you like get into your car and like stares in the window. For some reason, I imagine the window is like down so that he can put his elbows.
Yeah.
Hell, if you're in trouble, I need to know what's going on. Like, Azul's dead. Stuff is going on. You need to tell me at least what's going on. What's with this big meeting at the stadium? What am I to help you with?
Let's roll. Get the truth. That sounds pretty. Sweet.
Okay. Yeah.
Roll plus hustle, and my hustle is 2. Oh, I'm really good with getting stuff out of people. But apparently not this time.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Well, you could help. Do you want to help him get the truth? Go ahead.
I don't know. Maybe I just skip the. But I want to tell something because I'm desperate. So I want to tell something to Saul, and maybe just Saul. I'm in trouble. I fucked up. With a witness, and he's at the police. He's not dead. He should have been. They're gonna kill me. But maybe we can kill them before that. Are you with me or not?
Yes, I will take his elbows after frame or car. Fuck, kill the cartel, kill the El Jefe? Are you mad?
I don't know. Anyone who tries to kill me, I will kill them first. I have no idea who that is. But I'm good at killing, so maybe you want to be on my side.
Well, I think the hit will be you have a police scanner on Hell, and it's kind of garbling in the background, and you hear something clearly come through. You hear Lieutenant Reyes, meet me on channel 6. You want to switch to channel 6 and see what these guys are saying to each other?
Yeah.
So you reach over, you flip your scanner over to channel 6, and you hear a police officer saying, you hear Reyes. Let me see. I don't think you've met Reyes yet either, have you, on Hell? But you hear this smooth, silky voice say, "What is it?" He says, "We dropped off the witness. We dropped off the witness with the GC." They say the GC, which you would know is sort of slang for the Gulf Cartel.
Okay. And Saul is still here. I guess we both hear it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I point at the police scanner and look at Saul and say, "You see, we have to do something quick."
I look at you and say, well, it seems like you have to do something because I have to bury my friend. And I just like turn and start to walk toward my car.
Okay. Great.
Do either one of you feel there's any other role there? I don't see one that's obvious. Unless
I
you want
mean,
to.
Angel can push on the matter and start aiming at me or something else. So
I don't really. Yeah, I don't think I. Yeah, I will do that. I'm just trying to. I'm desperate. I don't know what to do. So I just leave you. I shout in your direction. I'll call you. And I turn on my car and I drive away towards the hotel.
Okay.
To meet Lupe.
Let's Brandon, do you have any scenes in mind before you meet with Angel?
No, I don't. I just want to set the scene for that meeting.
Okay. Let's stick with Saul for a minute. Saul, did you have a follow-up of where you wanted to go? So again, let's say you go back to your car, your Pandia, Sophia, and Paco. They're what would they be doing? I think they're probably doing what they can to, no, let's just say they're an emotional, they're distraught. They've gotten out, they're standing beside the car, and Paco's probably got his arm around Sophia, and they're both, clearly very upset.
Saul is like feeling he's like way over his status. So he like leans in toward the car, looks at that Azul, maybe like claps his knees or his hands, closes his eyes, and then he grabs like a bag of white powder from the glove compartment. He just rips it open, pulls it over on the roof, and does like one really good, and then another one pass because stuff is wild.
And let's see, you're looking to hit that stress move. I bet your crew's down for a fiesta. Roll with hustle instead of grit when you all get lost. Do you think is it realistic to think that Paco and Sophia would join you in this? It's probably incredibly unwise, but given their emotional state, I can certainly see that happening.
I think they are free to join, although I'm not sure if I would call it our benefit is like down for a fiesta. But maybe I don't know. I'm not sure to know enough of Mexican culture if it's good enough to call sniffing drugs over someone's dead body a fiesta, which is a party.
I guess it's how literally we read the move. I'll leave it to you. Whether the whole use of the word fiesta. I mean, in this state, you're not getting high here to feel good, right? You're getting high here to get numb or to escape from the misery that you're in, right?
Yeah.
I'm fine either way. I'll leave it to you.
It's more like a celebration.
It's a very grim, dark sort of celebration. I don't know. I see what you're saying. I'll leave it to you. If you want to roll with hustle, go ahead. If you think it's better to roll with grit, that's okay with me.
Unless you get high around, the sort of the funeral pyre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we see Sophia and Paco join me, so we are getting all high together. Let's go with this. I will roll with hustle. That's our specialty.
Mm-hmm. All right,
10
great.
plus.
So I think you clear your entire stress track. On a hit, you clear your stress track. That's it. You get high. You feel wired. You feel a little bit of the pain subsides, or it's numbing you maybe. And then you're left with the reality that your friend's dead body is in your backseat of your car. what do you plan to do?
Yeah, I guess after like a moment of like enjoying this drug high, Saul looks like almost sober at Sophia and Paco, and he says, "Come on, let's get Azul home, and uh, and and yeah, he deserves an honest funeral and last meeting with his family. Let's drive Azul home."
All right, I think you're going to need to roll avoid suspicion. When you try to avoid suspicion while handling business in public, roll with heat. You add +1 for each of the following. You're carrying a lot of drugs or money. Check.
Mhm.
You're transporting at least one body, dead or alive. Check.
Check.
You're equipped with military equipment. Check. So you're rolling with +3 plus whatever your heat is already, which is 0. So, and you want to roll low on this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you couldn't be a lot more suspicious.
All right.
Oh,
That's
you
not
did
too
it.
bad.
Not
That's not
bad.
too bad. Yeah. All right. So let's see. On a 7 to 9, only the local policia take an interest. Make a threat or flash some dinero to smooth things over. Where do you think you would be heading?
I think we will probably go to Azul's home. Uh, we can say that he maybe lives with his family, probably somewhere not far from Azul because we are buddies from the same neighborhood. So
Okay.
probably that's where we are going.
Okay, so you're in the city. It's I think we established it's sort of a poor working class neighborhood, a lot of close-in 2 and 3 story apartment buildings, storefronts, and a little rundown, tight and claustrophobic sort of environment. And you're driving, and it's we're into the early nighttime at this point, so it's dark. You're driving along, and you see that there's a couple of police cars that created a sort of a checkpoint. A lot of times when there's something going on, the police will set up these checkpoints to get into certain districts, and you see to get where you're needing to go, you come around the corner and there's one of these checkpoints, and the police sort of flag you down, to stop. A couple of local policemen, uniformed cops.
Yeah, yeah. So Saul stops uh, right in front of the policeman with this, the how do we call it? The goat horn.
Right, the AK.
Goat horn on the passenger seat. The dead body in the background. Stuff and money all around the car. Yeah, I stop. And I already like start and Saul already knows how this is gonna go. So he like already because he got paid like a lot of money twice. So he just like basically like gets ready like a stack of what's the currency of Mexico pesos?
Pesos, yeah.
Yeah, so he like prepares like a stack of pesos for the guy who will come to the window.
Right. Yeah, I think we said you had gotten paid like you got the drug money, which was in pesos, and then Reyes had given you a stack of money too. So like you probably like the piles of money are probably like this thick. So the policeman's eyes boggle out of his head when he sees this scene, and he just sort of pauses and looks, and he looks at you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think Saul just like takes his hand with like a stack of pesos on the outside and doesn't even like say anything. These are just local policia. So and he feels really lucky, okay, really good about this. So he just like hands his hand over the window with like a stack of pesos.
Okay, I'm trying to decide if this is a propose a deal or strain your finances. I think it's a propose a deal. I think you have plenty of money for this. For a low level local police, it's not going to strain this pile of cash you have sitting around with you. So I think it's a propose a deal. So when you propose a deal to get what you want, roll with face.
Sure. We are on a roll, a 6.
Okay. Let's see. There's nobody there to help you either. So, let's see. What would happen here?
You'd want everything.
Oh.
Would they be trying to take advantage of this, like out of the car, and we're just gonna take it?
Maybe.
I don't think Saul is gonna make it till the next session.
I think he says, step out of the car, sir. Keep your hands where I can see them. And he goes to reach like he's going to pull out his pistol.
I'm gonna pile mess on mess on a mess. Before Saul does it, he starts paying attention. He looks through the window at the guy and just look him up and down to see what he can expect. Is it for some weird reason the one honest cop in town? Is it really not his luck?
Maybe
Maybe. You
just
want to roll size someone up?
Yes.
Okay. Roll with savagery.
I mean, it can't get any worse. Wow,
No.
7. Yeah, I think I'm sizing him up, and I want to ask a question. What does he intend to do next? Is he going to arrest me? Or does he just want to get me away from the goat horn sitting probably just next to the gears, probably between the seats is the AK. It's what does he intend to do next?
You hear Paco whisper, let's see. Paco whispers, he says, this is one of the bitches that's it's being paid by the Gulf Cartel. And it looks like the other cop that's back, at the car, standing off, he says, who's he working with? So it looks like they're gonna see who you're working with, and depending on your answer, it might go well for you or might go bad for you.
Okay.
And remember, you have a +1 forward now.
I'll probably forget. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Or maybe I'll remember. Yeah, I think Saul was almost to reach for the AK, but then he opens the door and gets out to go and talk with the guy.
Okay. And he says, who you work for?
Now we need to introduce someone, because Saul will probably drop a name, because now that they know that they are working from CARTEL. So my crew is also obligation and are well connected. So I think Saul probably knows some names from Gulf Cartel. We just didn't introduce them. So either do you want to give me a name, do you want to make up one, or do we just want to say that I give a name and?
Yeah, let's establish the local sort of, the whoever it is that's running the Gulf Cartel operation. Paco definitely would have let you know this. It's up to you. If you go to people, places, and things, we have at the top of that on the right side, there's a list of names. Go ahead and pick one, or you can come up. A lot of times, these kind of guys have sort of nicknames. whatever you want to use is fine.
Yeah, I think I will just pick the surname because probably that's how people refer to him. Chavez.
Okay.
He probably have like first name, but everyone calls Chavez something. So I'm going to. So yeah, I think Saul looks and at the cup and says, "Who do you think I work for?" Of course, for Chavez.
And Paco leans forward and he says, "Yeah, it's you know me." And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's Paco. All right, you guys. Well, you should get in touch with Chavez. Shit's going down tonight."
Yeah, thanks, guys. We will. So what's happening down here that you are on this checkpoint?
Get the truth.
Get this through. Hustle. PBA Bing.
Dang.
Wow.
All right.
Well,
All right. So you can pick two from the get the truth list. You can make them tell you the whole truth. You can
I'll
stop
pick
them
the
from
bottom
lying.
two.
The bottom two. Okay. He says Chavez is meeting with our mole, with our man in the police force up on the hill, up at the house on the hill, and word is that all the soldiers are coming into town, and we're gonna take over. This is the Jefe, the Sinaloa. They're out of here.
Yeah, Saul looks, hears it, and he says, "Well, I hear you are well informed, of course. So yeah, please let us pass. We are going for this meeting."
Okay. And let's close the scene there. They let you pass, and you continue on to Azul's house. Let's catch up with Angel and Lupe then. Go ahead and set the scene however you guys like.
Go ahead, Brandon.
So
You wanted to set it up, yeah.
When Angel arrives, Lupe is there, and she is on her knees, in front of the window, with her rosary in her hands, and she is praying. Holy Mother of God, please forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Angel gets in the hotel room, looking behind him, outside if anyone has been following him.
There very well might be someone. Do you want to make a roll to see if you spot this person?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I think you have a move. What's it called? Mirar. When you read a charged situation, roll with savagery. I would say that would fit here.
Yeah, there are some appropriate questions. So that's by savagery is this one. As I look outside, I tell Lupe, this is not gonna, what you're doing is not gonna help you right now, or us. And I rolled an 8.
Okay, so I think you get +1 forward, and you get to ask one question from that list.
My question is, what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah. So you see a sedan, a nondescript sedan pulls up across the street and just stops, and it's a sedan that you thought might have been following you, and now it looks to confirm that. I don't think you'd be able to see who's in it. It's a little too far away, but somebody's followed you here.
Okay. So I close the door for now. I pretend like I haven't seen the sedan, so maybe they don't notice that I've seen them. And I look at Lupe. Is she still praying?
A little bit for just a moment.
Okay.
She glances. She glances your way. She's heard you come in.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But she's still lost in prayer for a moment.
I want to. If she's not responding to me, I will go. I say I'm just gonna take a shower, go to the bathroom until you're finished, and
Wait.
I stop.
She finishes praying and she stands up and crosses herself, puts away her rosary, and she turns to you and she has a look on her face that you've never seen before. You've seen her, wound up in tense concern and things like that. She looks miserable. Lost.
I look at her for a while. I try to hug her, but I am also very stressed, and I don't think I have the energy to give comfort right now. So I do my best, but it's really, really hard.
She puts a finger on your lips. And she says, Angelito, I've never asked you for anything. Not for a long time.
What do you need?
No, I have to ask you for something which is a crime before God. But I do not know any other way. He will
Who do you need killed?
She shudders.
I can see when someone is in need of.
She shudders
someone
and
else
she
being
looks
dead.
at the floor and, because you have hit the mark, obviously.
I have
Ay, Dios mío, she says. I could never ask this of anyone, but I don't see another way. He has threatened to kill Isabel, to make her do something awful. And I can't let her do that. She's my little sister, she says, and bursts into tears.
So I embrace her, and I'm trembling also, and I say,
She puts her head against her chest.
I've killed so many people, men, women, children. I don't think one more would make a difference. I'm already lost in the eyes of God. So your prayer is not going to help me, but it may may help you.
If I ask you to do this thing, I am condemned to. But I am asking, she says, and just looks awful. But what can I do? I can't allow Isabel to destroy herself or get killed. She has a family that needs her.
Don't worry, Lupe. I'll help you. I'll do what needs to be done.
I think I could see in terms of dice, I could see Angel could roll get the truth. I could see Lupe rolling pressure someone. I think even though Angel sounds like he's willing to help, I think we should still roll the dice. I think that's what it wants us to do.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Do you
I
want
would
me to roll
say
pressure?
let's do both. I like the idea of doing both. So let's that'll kind of flavor the rest of your interaction here. So let's start with Angel. Go ahead and roll get the truth.
Okay.
This will give you a chance maybe to reduce your stress. Yeah.
That's a 9.
Okay, that's pretty good. On a hit, you clear 1 stress. So go ahead and do that. And
Okay.
you also then you can establish one thing to put some pressure on Lupe in the rest of the conversation. You can force her to give you the complete truth. You can force her to not lie to you, or you can force her not to stonewall.
Okay. So I just want the complete truth. I want the name. I want to get this over with. Tell me, Lupe. Who is it?
He is a very bad man. But unfortunately, also, he is a police lieutenant in the anti-narcotics division of Federal. His name is Reyes.
That's the name you just heard on the radio.
She describes him. He is a
I think.
medium tall man, short black hair, a little pencil mustache. Very sure of himself. He's an evil man.
Brandon, let's go ahead and roll your pressure someone too. Get that on the
Let me
table.
get some
See
dice
how that
there.
guides the conversation. You're gonna roll hustle. 8. So on a hit, they see your point. They have to follow your lead or mark stress. So that's on
And
you,
that's something
Daniel.
important. Slip as you bring
Yeah.
pressure to bear. Isabel, she says, Isabel's made some mistakes and done something she shouldn't do. But there is a good policeman who, and she's being pressured to kill him by Reyes, and Reyes will kill her if she doesn't do it. So she will destroy herself no matter what she does. And I can't have that. Oh, mi angelito. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I kiss her. I say, you don't have to worry no more. If we kill Reyes, then we solve all the problems.
No, nothing ever solves the problems. But at least maybe you will save Isabel. She is my family. You understand, family. And she says, it looks at you and she says, oh, mi angelito. Mi She says, my angel, my terrible angel. And
I
then she kisses you and kisses you again. And just throws herself into oblivion with you.
Is Angel open to romantic intimacy?
and hell, I have an idea. I still want to take the shower, or I put you in the bed and I say I'll be right in a second. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Don't delay.
And when I go inside, I want to do some drugs. Now, do I have to have established which kind of drugs, or anything that's dramatically appropriate?
Yeah, I would say you have the lifestyle. Take your pick.
Okay, so I pick heroin because I think, yeah, it's I take it out of my jacket, and it's something I hadn't done for a long time, but even with Lupa, I know when I said that everything is going to be okay if we kill Reyes, of course I know that's not true, and it's too much stress, too much tension for me. So I take out my bag with a rubber tube and everything, and I shoot up.
All right, let's roll them dice. Roll with grit.
Okay. So it's 26 plus 10. And I rolled a 10.
All right, you clear your stress track, and there's no downside. Just like in real life, there's no downside to taking drugs.
Yeah. Okay. So
You don't take too much. You're still, coherent. You just feel better, right?
I feel better, and I kind of realize that if I take too much, that I'm going to be out, and and I kind of stop, at the right time, and I throw the drugs, the rest of the heroin down the toilet, and the syringe in the trash, and I I go back to the to the room where Lupe is, and I say,
ready. She's ready.
Yeah. I say, I hope I didn't take too long, and I lose myself with her as well.
All right, Brandon, go ahead and roll with
Perderse.
face. How do you say that again?
Perderse. To lose.
Perderse.
That is literally to lose yourself. That's an 11.
11. All right. Let's see. On a hit, you find your solace, clear your stress track, and there's no downside.
So she, all the awfulness of the situation extends itself in particular passion. She's she doesn't say a word. She just attacks you. Like she has seldom done.
Okay, Angel, yeah.
Afterwards, she's just lying on you, with her head against your chest, and she's crying.
And Angel is crying too, I think. He's we are just lying next to each other without saying any words. There's some tears running out, but I feel clear now. In a way, my mind is much more clear than before. And sorry. And I realized that we have to kill everyone or be killed. That's my
You realize something in the movie. In the TV series. I'm not sure how this was expressed.
yeah.
But there's a closeness there that you never felt before. I mean, there was passion before, always.
Yeah.
But
I
because she has crossed a line
think
into your profession.
so. It's someone to understand, or who understands me.
Well, and
think
also she's not innocent anymore.
Yeah, I think Angel also. It's not just about kill or be killed. I think with Lupe now, he realizes that if we survive this, there is something to look forward to. It's not just for saving your bare life. It's he wants to. He has never felt this deep relationship with anyone. So there is something he wants to explore more if he survives.
And she says to you, if you ask why she's crying, she says, I have lost my innocence. And you can never get it back. That's silly. She says, wipe your eyes. She gives a little half smile.
That seems like a good place to close that scene.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a break. Let's take 10. I want you guys to think, since we have some space and time today, what I would like to see, I can't think of any rationale to get there, but I'd like to see a scene with Lupe and Saul today. Like I said, though, I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of how we will do that. But if you get you guys thinking, see if we can come up with something that works with our story so far. So let's take a break for. Go ahead.
Yeah, normally that would be through Ignacio, of course.
Right, right.
Who's
Let's take 10. You guys think, and I'll see you in 10 minutes.
okay.
So Daniel, who's on your hit list now? You've got Lupe wants you to kill Reyes.
Yeah, Reyes and everyone that wants to kill me, meaning Enedina and El Jefe, probably.
It occurs to me that Lupe would, that killing Reyes might get you in well with El Jefe, right? Because
It might.
or it might just bring incredible heat down.
Yeah, it might. But I don't think Angel is quite the guy to comprehend this intricate web of things, schemes. Yes. So yeah.
Well,
so
you didn't open up to Lupe about your problems, so she doesn't know.
that's
But
right.
but you caught the desperation in her voice. Basically, she feels that if Reyes isn't killed quickly, then awful things will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I have led on that I have problems of my own, of course, to handle. So Lupe definitely feels that, but Angel is not a man of many words, so.
No.
So
Angel is
he's not good at. Yeah, he's not good at explaining his feelings.
He's repeatedly gotten kind of pushed around by all the other characters. You're like this powerful, physically intimidating presence who, when it comes to talking and engaging with people, always is on the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
But at least you felt that Lupe was with you.
Yeah.
Maybe for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, look at all those stresses down to zero. Wow.
Yeah. We really did relieve the stress. Yeah.
So it looks like I was going to look for a picture for Chavez, but I think Pavel, I'm guessing it was you that found a nice picture of him. So he looks like a intimidating figure. So Pavel and I bounced around a few ideas about possibilities of bringing Saul and Lupe together. Brandon, take a look at that. So we have one idea of Azul's mother getting involved somehow. We have an idea of Alejandro coming to the apartment and you getting called in there. And then I put forward an idea that the Jefe and Navigante, his bodyguard / Sicario, send Saul to grab you as a sort of leverage over Angel. Any of those strike you guys?
No, they're all it's the most fraught. Certainly one of the latter two.
Okay.
Either Alejandro is with Saul, and maybe Saul is showing him has given him an unloaded gun to play with or something like that, something awful, or is showing him how maybe he's not giving him a gun, but just showing him how a gun works.
Sure.
Or something awful like that, but also being grabbed is perfect. I mean, after all, especially since while Angel can probably duck out of their liaison without being spotted, Lupe doesn't know how to do that.
No. Which one of you do you think leave first? Because you're going to go your separate ways, right? You're not going to stick together leaving this room?
No, always we separate.
Yeah, I think maybe Angel leaves first because he knows there's someone waiting for him outside, stalking him.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I want to go through the back window or something like that.
Right.
Try to find a way out without being noticed.
Pavel, would it work for you if we do the one where you've been called in to grab her?
I'm totally fine with it, but that will put me on Hell Crosser, which is pretty good. It's better to die from a Sicario than just some unnamed bullet. So yeah.
Right. Well, it's really interesting too because
Better to
nobody
be killed
else,
by a friend than by.
the Jefe and his lieutenants don't know that you also have mixed loyalties at this point, right? So what you do with her is really up to you. So let's go with that then.
So maybe
So
he was in the car. Maybe Saul or his friends were in the car.
right. I
And
think we're going to pick up,
that's
we see Angel driving off and that sedan, which, you don't know it, but that Navigante's in that sedan. He goes off to follow you, Angel. And in while you guys were having your rendezvous, Navigante has called you, Saul, and he says, Jefe wants you over at the. Did we establish the name of this place? I don't think we did. He wants you up at the. I don't know.
At Los, let's call it Los Tres Reyes Motel, the Three Kings
Okay.
Motel.
All right.
You know,
He says, wants you over here.
Classic fancy name for a dump.
We got a job for you. And you've driven over there, and he's told you that this Cabron Angel, he didn't take care of the witness, and the Jefe's not sure what he's up to, but it's probably not good. So we want to get a little insurance on this Sicario. So I'm going to follow him, but when the woman comes out, I want you to grab her and take her to a safe house. Hold her just in case we need her.
Yeah. Let's go a bit. So Angel leaves, and the horrible orange BMW comes there and parks.
And let's see. I think this might count as ambition. Mark XP when you get someone important to let you handle some business on their behalf. I mean, I guess I'm really kind of putting in your lap, but go ahead and take an experience for that. You're going to get this important job. And she comes out, and she
comes out. She's had her makeup done up. She's, everything neat as a pin. She's wearing dark sunglasses, and a hat, so that it's hard to recognize who she is really. And she's just purposely, she has high heels, purposely, heading for her car, which unfortunately is past yours. Unfortunately for her, is past yours, and one of your people can just throw the door open and grab her.
Yeah, let me ask you, Saul. Do you think you brought your pandilla with you? Are Paco and Sofia with you, or are they back at your apartment, or I guess at Azul's place?
Let's get them into the action, because otherwise they will be just stay there. So maybe as we see, so probably they gave me like the room number. We are in the car. We see Lupe, and then you have to tell me, Brandon, if Saul can recognize that it is Lupe yet, or
I
later.
think it's more interesting if she doesn't recognize her. He doesn't recognize her immediately.
Sure,
right.
That's
okay.
That's perfect.
She's just some, she's young, she's well built, and she's stylish, and you don't know the kind of clothing she favors enough to recognize that.
Perfect.
And so they can, as I said, they can just throw the door open and grab her, as far as I'm concerned, because the last thing on her mind is that anybody would try to do this. Her thoughts are 1,000 miles away while she is headed back to her car.
And Angel had not told you that he had been followed, so you had no idea, right?
Perfect. I'm just trying to work up my pandilla to do it. So I stop the car. I look at them. Probably nobody's sitting in the car where Azul bled to death. So probably there's a blood still because
or maybe a blanket. You put a blanket.
Right.
We put the blanket on it.
Pulp Fiction flashbacks, right?
Yeah.
Of course. And Saul turns to Sofia and Paco and says, "Okay, we are here to grab this woman from 23. Yeah, the one which is coming down, and then gently and take her to this house." That's it. Simple. Clear?
Let's roll hermanos.
Of course.
This sounds dangerous, costly, or out of the ordinary.
Definitely.
Not something you do every day.
A 10.
All right. Let's see. On a 10, you get all three. They go along with your plan. They follow your instructions precisely. They don't demand drugs or cash. So I think they're kind of like, partially it's the drugs, partially it's, you know, the recent events, but they're gobsmacked. I mean, they just like, okay, sure, whatever, Saul. We'll do what you want.
Okay, Sophia, stay by the car. You will open the door. Pack with me. We're gonna escort her to the car. Let's go. And then we like open the door, and and go to maybe like go on the stairs, which I envision Lupe going, it's walking down the stairs, or maybe this was a ground level already. So yeah,
As I said, she'll walk right by the car. I mean, it's like just practically walks into your trap. It's more.
Do you think you're trying to grab her, trying to knock her out? What's your approach here?
Put a bag over her head?
No, I think Saul, he isn't a gentleman per se, but he isn't that desperate anyway. And besides, I think they told him it's Angel. I'm not sure how to say it.
The scriptwriter wants you to put a bag over her head because that way the reveal can be when you're at the warehouse.
Yeah, you were just told, you know, Angel's meeting with somebody at this motel. I want you to grab her, take her to a safe house, and you know, keep your phone by you in case we call you. We need it.
Okay, if Brandon is okay with this, I think I'm going to say, Paco, put this bag over her head, and Paco does it, and like Saul approaches you from behind, and you like feel the gun to your back, and he says, "Don't do any sudden moves. You're going with us."
She just freezes.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I think we probably should roll some dice here, even though, you know, it sounds like it's going to be an easy job, but maybe other complications will come in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do push your luck.
There was something about handling business in public, but I think it was.
Yeah, that might be good fit. Let's see. When you try to avoid suspicion while handling business in public. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do that.
I don't know. Whatever you think it's more interesting.
Yeah, and that we'll kind of tie that into the driving around too, because you're going to have. Let's see.
Push your luck allows for more general threats too.
Yeah. Let me see.
Sure.
Take an interest, but someone dangerous is looking for you, and here you are. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do avoid suspicion. I think that will probably be a better fit. So you roll with your heat, and then you add a +1 for each of the following. You're carrying a lot of drugs or money. Do you still have the drugs and money with you, or did you just leave that back at the house?
Since I was at the house, I probably left it at the house.
Yeah. You're transporting at least one body, yes. So you got a +1 for that. You still have your goat horn with you? Or did you leave that at the house? All right, add another +1 for that then. So we roll with +2. And you want to roll
for a reason. I mean, I got that from that gun trader for a reason. 10.
Okay.
Oof.
On a 10 plus, someone dangerous has been looking for you, and here you are. Who's been looking for Saul?
I wonder. So my crew is known to the policia, and we have an obligation. Maybe someone from Gulf Cartel. We can easily flashback that I was like dropping their call. Maybe they were calling me, and I was like, you know, drop the call.
Right. I think what happens is, you know, you grab her, you put her in the back seat, you squeal out of there, tearing back, you know, are you taking her back to Azul's place, or do you think you take her back to your place or somewhere else? Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry. I was supposed to take her to the safe house. I'm not sure what did they give me a safe house, or is the safe house my apartment?
Probably
either.
Or it could be a warehouse,
It could be one and the same.
warehouse
I think
space.
I use the word safe house, but really it could be just take her somewhere where no one's going to get her.
Yeah,
So I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, I think Saul's crappy apartment sounds like perfect place to hold a hostage.
Sure. So you pull in, you park in the street, you open your door, and I imagine it's sort of like a walk up. I think there's a picture on our character keeper of, I imagine, your apartment looking like sort of because we said it was sort of a townhouse, and Ignacio's place is right next door. So there's like doors on the outside, and you walk up and you go inside, and a gun is put to your forehead, and a couple guys grab Paco and Sophia, take a stress,
Mm-hmm.
and standing before you, stepping out, from around, out of the living room or something, is the tall, attractive figure of Chavez. And Paco goes, "Oh, what up, hombre? What's the problem?" And Chavez he's like, "A little birdie told me that you're working for us now, Saul. What do you got here?" And he pulls the bag off of Lupe's head, and you're like, you think to yourself, "Oh, that's Ignacio's wife,"
Yeah, because right, her hat has come off, and when the bag comes off, the sunglasses
Right.
are gone, and you can clearly see who she is.
Yeah, and Saul's
She-
like, and this happens in Saul's apartment, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Saul thinks, and hey, Chavez. It's nothing. Just a little role play with a friend. It's nothing to worry about.
Justify your behavior.
Quick now before Lupe speaks.
Yeah, you can jump in whenever you want, Brandon.
Oh, she's going to. She's going to.
Let's see how the dice go, and then see if you need
the
help.
momentary. There's a her eyes are getting used to the light. And then she's going to react, but I'll let Saul roll.
All right.
First.
Well, that's a 6. You want to try to help? Push it to a 7.
That's not the first impulse. The first thing Lupus says is, "You fucking bastard."
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help.
No, I don't think so. I don't to Saul. And she,
all right,
and she struggles uselessly, in who's ever in the hands who's ever holding it. She says, "I'll kill you."
Yeah, let's see.
She just completely, she has a temper, and she just, and her reactions go from terror to fury in, a split second when she sees you.
Yeah, so Chavez, he's going to say, he's going to punch you in the face. Take a stress, Saul. And he pushes you against the wall, and he's got like a switchblade, and it snips out, and he's holding it to your throat, and he says, "I said, what the hell are you doing? What's going on here?"
Yeah, I think
I'm not known for my patience. And Paco shakes his head. He goes, "Yeah, he's not known for his patience."
Okay.
They snatched me off the road. You fucking bastard. I knew you were up to no good. You stay away from Ignacio.
Shut up, woman. Speak when we're spoken to.
I'll have your guts strung out on tongue on the street to dry.
Chavez, it's just business. I was not told to do so. I'm always doing what I'm told to do so. Like, you need something, I can do it.
Who told you to bring her here?
Heifer?
So you're working for the Jefe? Thought you were working for us. Who are you working for, Saul?
I'm just, yeah.
He's just an ugly little bastard who can't keep his hands out of things that can't keep his hands off of things that don't belong to him. He's a fucking son of a bitch. If I ever see you near Ignacio, if somehow you don't die, I'll never see you near Ignacio again. I'm going to have you run you over.
This is a different situation. So we can resolve it later.
I
She
think
spits at you.
he with his other hand he pulls out a pistol and he shoots. Which one of your pandilla does he shoot? Is it going to be Paco or is it going to be Sofia?
Yeah, since they know Paco, I think they will shoot Sofia.
Bam! She shoots her right in the forehead. She topples over. He says,
Lupe
"I'm out of patience."
Lupe goes pale and staggers. Suddenly silenced by this awful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Please," and she says to Chavez, "Please don't kill me."
Go ahead. Each of you take a stress.
I think you're going a little bit too hard with this. I mean, I think you just did like third hard move in a row. I think that's a little bit too much, you know.
How much stress did I give you already? You got 2 or 3 out of this already.
I think I'm marking the third one right now, and you know.
Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to take another one. I guess the other one you already. That's fine. I hear you. Let's cut there. Let you guys gather your thoughts. What happens next? Where's Angel been going?
I think Angel wants to. I want to get take care of the guy in the sedan, whoever he was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know yet who they are, but I want to somehow, because I know as I went out, I knew that they're following me. So my plan is to make some kind of a distraction. I park in front of a coffee shop somewhere in a place which is far from there are not a lot of people around, and I have a beer, a cerveza, and take a look if the sedan is parked somewhere.
Yep.
And if they are, I want to maybe through the toilets I get out and then sneak behind them and then maybe sneak near to the car and then try to ambush them or
that sounds like push your luck.
Yeah. Okay. So that's roll with grit, I think. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I got an 11.
So
I also
indeed,
have a +1. Do I have this +1 because I?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't matter.
Didn't really need it, but yep. So I think you do it just right. You slip out the back, when there's a crowd moving around, to block his vision, and you move around, through the alleys, and you come out through the dark, and you see the way that the rear view mirrors are spaced, and you you get into the blind spot of the mirrors and the person, and you come up, and it's Navigante sitting there. This kind of short but stocky man with blonde hair, and balding blonde hair, and that this is the very dangerous head sicario, the right hand enforcer for the Jefe. And you come up behind him, take it from there. You got in perfect position.
Yeah, I want to somehow, if I can, I have some knives. So if I can sneak near to the car and then surprise, because I'm figuring he's looking at the coffee shop, so maybe sneak behind the car and quickly enter the car in the back behind him in the back seat.
Sure.
And put a knife to his throat.
You see he's fumbling with his phone. Looks like he's trying to dial someone. And he freezes and he sort of drops the phone and he says, is that you, Angel?
Yeah. Why are you following me?
Get the truth.
Okay. Let's see. That's
Hustle.
+1. Okay.
All right.
10.
It's good to see you getting some good rolls.
Yeah,
You get to pick
finally.
2 then. You can get the complete truth. You can avoid him lying to you. You can avoid him stonewalling you.
Hmm.
You get 2 of them. And you clear a stress chip.
Oh,
Your priority is 0 though, right now.
my stress is 0. Okay, so I choose they can't stonewall me, and they can't mislead me with the truth. So they have to tell me some truth.
Okay. Yeah, he can mix in some lies.
Yeah.
He says he shows you the phone and you see that he's calling Saul. And he says the Jefe knows what you've been doing tonight. He knows that you didn't kill the witness. He knows that you talked to that cop. He knows that you talked to that woman. And he wants me to follow you, keep an eye on you, find out what you're up to. What are you up to on Hell?
Well, you are going to pick up the phone. I don't answer his question. So I just say, pick up the phone and call Saul again and tell them that they should let the woman go.
He goes, and if I don't?
And then I'm going to have to do it myself.
He, let's do pressure someone. I think, let's see how he takes this.
Okay.
That's with hustle.
Hustle, yeah, okay. Oh, that's a 5.
Okay.
Okay, my good run is over.
Right. He'll hand the phone back to you. And when you go to reach for it, he's going to grab your arm that has the knife to his throat with his other hand and try to like wrestle away from you.
Okay.
What do you do when that happens?
Well, I try to. My intention was to. And if he shows any signs of struggling with me, if he starts to struggle with me, then I just want to kill him, finish him. So I take try to take control of the knife and stab him.
Okay, go ahead and turn to violence. Roll with savagery. You automatically mark a stress.
I mark a stress.
You don't automatically mark a stress. On a miss, you don't mark a stress.
Okay.
Probably will, but yeah.
A miss is worse than that.
And it's a miss.
It is a miss. Mark a stress because of what's happening, what's going to happen here. So I think he twists your wrist. He's a pro. He's a professional. He twists your wrist, causes incredible pain.
Yeah.
Causes you to like lose your grip, and he immediately like tumbles out the door, and he takes off running into the night. He has dropped his phone there though. It's dropped into the back seat. He was reaching to create a distraction. He dropped it back beside you, but Navigante is taken off out into the dark streets of Durango here.
Okay. I try to. Can I try to follow him or?
Sure.
Yeah, because I think I have a move. Maybe that could help me.
This is more of a foot chase rather than a cracking down someone. So I'd say this is probably going to be a push your luck.
Okay.
Go ahead and narrate like what that looks like if that's what you're going to be doing.
Okay, so when he runs away, I just took I didn't take any of my guns with me, but only my knife. Yeah, I quickly go to my car, and he ran away in sort of the same direction. So I keep an eye on where he's going. So I take a gun from my car, and I just run as fast as I can. I leave everything behind me, even his cell phone, and I just run as fast as I can to get closer. And if I see him, I will go to shoot him if he's
Okay.
close enough.
Let's go ahead and do a push your luck and see if you catch up to him.
Okay. No, that's a 6.
Okay. So you're running along, and let's say there's sort of you're running down the street. It's a little busy. Maybe there's some restaurants and stuff around. I guess you said it's a cafe, so you probably went to sort of a busier sort of area. And there's quite a bit of foot traffic, and it's one of those scenes where you see him ahead, and you see that blonde hair, and he takes a turn, and you come running around the corner, and you go running past, and he steps out from an alley behind you. He had done a quick jump into an alley, and he comes up behind you, and he's going to shoot you. I think we're going to go right to getting fucking shot.
Okay.
So getting fucking shot, you add +1 if it's a handgun or other small weapon. Yes. The shooter is not an amateur. You don't have body armor, do you?
No.
But you did take that Duro move, which gives you a +1 to your roll when you get fucking shot.
That's right. Yes.
So you're rolling with +2. You want to roll high.
Okay.
8.
8.
So on a 7 to 9, you choose one, and the shooter chooses one. It's bloody. You'll die without immediate aid. It's messy. The wound will leave an ugly scar. It's painful. -1 ongoing until you get some help.
Okay, I'm gonna choose it's messy.
Okay. And I'm going to choose it's painful. -1 ongoing.
Okay.
So let me make a note of that. Angel shot -1 ongoing. So with that, where do you think you've gotten shot? What kind of wound do you think you have?
I think he shot my ear off. Maybe that should be pretty painful and leave a big big scar. So I figure I have some kind of long hair, but there's a lot of blood coming out out of there.
Right.
So yeah, he tried to shoot me in the head, but missed just a little bit. Yeah.
Right. Let's keep going with that. So what do you do next?
Well, I shoot him. Yeah, I flinch for a moment, and then I point my gun and just start shooting at him.
Okay, let's turn to violence.
Okay, so that's us savagery. I'm not a good assassin.
No.
I've been away for too long.
Yeah. What would happen next? I think you hear sirens approaching very quickly. And Navigantes, he grabs like a civilian and holds them to him, and he starts to back away, and he says, "You're dead, Angel. You're dead." And he starts to back away.
Well, we are going to see who is going to be dead first. And I also back away and go around back to my car as fast as I could.
Okay. We will come back and we'll have you leave a messy crime scene.
Okay.
But let's switch back to another tense situation back in Saul's apartment. Either one of you guys, where did you want to jump in from where we left off?
Yeah. So I think we're coming back to Chavez shot Sofia. Lupe said not to kill her, and Saul is he lost it, and I think Saul shouts "You pendejo," and then so he was holding knife to me. I just like give him like kick to the balls, and I like knife him into the throat, and then I grab his gun and start shooting his guys.
Okay. That sounds like worthy. What's your move called? The surprise move?
Matador.
Matador, yeah. Fill
I
your
think it
stress
counts.
track.
I think he
Mark at
wasn't
least.
suspecting me to do it.
Sure. So fill your stress track all the way to 5, and you
Mhm.
get a 10 plus. No, he thought you were, spineless, and you weren't going to do anything. But his attention was drawn away momentarily. So yeah, go ahead and pick then. So on a turn to violence 10 plus, you get to choose 3 from the list.
And correct me. I think I need to choose resist marking stress because I cannot mark stress. So I have to like choose this one and then 2 others. Yes.
That's a good point. Yeah, let's say that. That probably makes sense.
As the rule of stress. So unfortunately for Lupe who is there and for Paco who is there, I'm not going to choose to avoid collateral damage. I'm going to inflict terrible harm. I'm going to suffer little harm because I will be using his body as a body shield, and I'm going to just like Saul just lost it. Like killing his girlfriend was like too much. He just like lost it right there and there.
Right. Okay, so I think what will happen is you stab and kill Chavez,
Mhm.
and his two thugs go to pull out their pistols, but you got the jump on them, so they're not going to cause any harm to anybody. Collateral damage. I think we'll say one of them grabs Lupe, and similar to what was going on with Navigante grabbing an innocent civilian, one of them has their pistol pointed at Lupe's head, and Paco, is jumping into action too, pulling the 9mm out that you had given him. Lupe, what do you want to do? You're muted.
So let's see. I mean, Lupe was terrified, as anybody would be. She has never had a gun go off near her, unlike most of these cabrones. But on the other hand, the sheer raw injustice of this whole situation has gotten to her. So she will plead, I think. I think is what makes sense is that she will basically say, "Look, I'm. If you kill me, you'll be sorry. I have connections. I'm not nobody. I don't know you cabrones have against each other, but it doesn't involve me. Let me go, or you make this even worse."
Okay. You shooting for Reina del Drama, or do you want to do a pressure someone? I don't know. Actually, pressure. You probably don't have leverage for pressure.
I don't have any leverage.
I think it's probably going to be push your luck. Luckily,
Yes.
these guys kind of want to get out of here at this point, so I think.
Yeah, and I say yeah, right, and I basically right. I will throw out the whole basket of emotions, saying I'm the support of my family, and if you kill me, you kill my entire family, you sons of bitches, and you go kill each other all the time. I don't care, but don't kill honest, decent people. You think you're going to go to hell forever.
So I think that
is the Reina del
Drama. So you go ahead and mark a stress, and you automatically get the 10 plus. So they drop Lupe and they drop their pistols and they put their hands in there and they say, "Hey man, let's be cool. We got no problem with you. We're just along for the ride here. We're just gonna go, all right? It's all cool, all right?" The two thugs. Saul, what do you want to do?
So they are not longer hiding behind Lupe, yes?
No, yeah.
But Lupe is advancing on you.
I'm going to
So-
say, this is sort of a little bit of a loophole in the rules, but my interpretation is that if you have full stress, I don't think you can turn to violence because you have to mark stress to do it on a hit. So it's weird the way the language is. But my interpretation is that when you have full stress, this is one of the things you can't do. So you might be tempted to kill these guys, but you actually can't unless you can get your stress down somehow.
Sure. We can say so, although I really wanted to deal with them. So I think what we see is maybe like Saul says, Saul says, "Well, bad day for you, pendejo," and then he like pulls the trigger, but it's like empty.
Mm.
And by the time he like can grab some other gun, they can like easily like exit the apartment.
Right. I was going to say, alternatively, you have them sort of at your will, so you could dish out a beatdown if you wanted to.
I want to, but I feel that Lupe will want to talk to me, but I really want to.
Yeah, you know how Lupe talks to you?
Yeah. Oh.
And this is just narrative. This is not a move. Lupe hits you with a lamp. It just knocks you, which doesn't really hurt you that badly, but it knocks you down.
So let's say that these guys take that opportunity to make their exit then.
Yeah,
she breaks the lamp. She basically busts the lamp over your head, and she throws down the pieces of it, and she says, "You fucker! You nearly. What the hell do you think you're doing? You got me killed."
Yeah, I
"You
think
asshole," she says, and she kicks you in the leg. Again, no real damage, just venting frustration on her part.
Yeah.
She's crying. She's crying, and you recognize that this is a fear reaction as much as anything else. That she is. That this is the expression of the release of terror that she has, because she just goes on and on and on, screaming and crying and saying, "I can't. What have I done to? What have I done to deserve this? You son of a bitch! I knew you were bad for Ignacio. What's going to happen now?"
Yeah, I think Saul is like in an emotional state where you can like hit him with the lamp, kick him, and then he like when he stands up, he's like really like resigned, like he lost the reason to live. But then he looks at you, and he points his finger at you.
She just looks completely miserable. I mean, just miserable and vulnerable and she's kind of burnt her anger out. And now she's having the reaction of having just been frightened out of her life.
If you have been faithful to Ignacio and didn't screw up with Angel, but you are screwing with Angel, then nothing of this would need to happen.
Don't you talk about Angel that way, she says.
It's because of him I was told to grab you. Because of him you are here. If you had been just faithful to Ignacio, nothing of this would need to happen.
Go ahead and actually roll for a justify your behavior, Saul.
Yep.
Justify or verbally shame or abuse someone, because I'm kind of
the problem with that is it has to be someone you care about.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know if you guys care about each other. Yeah. I was looking at that as you guys were going.
Yeah. I can't. Any abuse he takes, I'm going to throw right back at him.
Now, if you are interested in getting some stress relief, I would be happy to say that Chavez is still, like pushed himself up in the corner and is like bleeding out. He's still alive if you want to take out your violence against him. But I don't think you can do it against her. But yeah, I think you're also justifying yourself. So let's do that. Let's get that on the table.
Sure. Wait, it's a 9. Yeah.
It's with face. Is that you? Is that 9? Is that you? Okay.
Yeah.
So you can choose one. Let's see. On a hit, they accept your logic. On a 7 to 9, they have a few questions. Mark or stress if you answer. For PCs, on a 7 to 9, choose one. So for PCs, Brandon, no, you choose one. If they accept your reasoning, they get a mark XP. If they keep their own counsel, they mark stress. So which option do you want to give Lupe? You want to give her a carrot or you want to give her the stick?
I want to give a stick. If they keep their own counsel, they mark stress.
Okay. So he's telling you, let me rewind. So you were justifying your behavior saying that it's all her fault, basically, that this all happened?
It is fault of Lupe because Lupe is having an affair with Angel, and because of this, she was here.
Right.
I would just follow the order.
So it's up to you then, Lupe. Do you want to accept this reasoning? Is it going to hit you, or do you want to resist it and mark a stress?
Fuck no. I'll mark the stress.
No, that doesn't sound like Lupe.
I'm gonna throw it back in his face. I say, because you grabbed me and stuck a gun against my head and kidnapped me here to have someone to have this demon shoot someone right next to me and duck as bullets went over my head. That's my fault, you son of a bitch. And she just lets a torrent of abuse loose on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, I don't think
it's not a stress.
Yeah.
There's no move there. That's just
I don't think there is,
she's just telling.
Just laying it out. Sure.
You're getting. She's telling. She's being very truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And your truth and what you're saying reminds Saul that he like looks from you, completely like ignoring at Sophia, who's that in the corner, and we see like Saul just like walk past you, just like kneel next to Sophia, just like close her eyes, put his hand over her hands, and just like stop kneeling in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, Lupe, it subsides, and she kneels down and she prays and she says in Spanish, of course, Holy Mother of God, please watch over this one, and give her mercy.
I think Paco, he comes to you, Saul, and he says, hey, man, we got to get out of here. The cops are going to come, the Gulf Cartel. I mean, if Sinaloa finds out about this, we're fucked, man. We got to get the fuck out of here. I mean, Saul, Azul and Sophia, they're dead, man. It's just you and me.
Yeah. Saul looks at Paco, then looks back at Lupe, and Saul says, Lupe, just go.
No. You're getting me out of here. You got me in. You're getting me out, you son of a bitch.
Roll pressure with someone.
Yes.
Even if you agree, I think we should still roll it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ten. All right. And I think to your point, they have to follow your lead or mark stress. And since Saul is maxed out on stress, he can't resist. He has to do what you want him to do. So you have to take her with you wherever you're going.
Yeah. Saul says, fine. And he like hands you the AK and like a bag of drugs, and then and then money to Paco and drugs to Paco. He says, "Carry this to the car." And he looks back at the Hamas who's like dying in the corner, and he's going to stand over him and kick him until he like dies.
Okay. Let's roll that, and then we'll take a break and come back for our last half hour. We're going to end a little early today, so Brandon can get out of here. Dish out a beatdown. Roll with savagery.
Oh my god, this will go so wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing bad can happen to waste time while
Here
the
we go.
police are coming
Yeah.
after hearing gunshots.
On a miss, the violence gets out of hand. Enjoy the consequences, pendejo. So as you're kicking this guy, he's on the edge of death. His face is all bruised and busted up. He kind of spits out some blood, a couple teeth, and he says, you think these I only brought 2 guys with me? There's more guys on the street. You're dead, fucker. And then he expires. Let's pause there. Let's take a 5-minute break. We'll come back and finish up. We'll see what kind of violence and craziness happens. See you in 5. feel like you guys have gone off into another dark place. It's going to be interesting to figure out between now and next week how I bring this back with these other characters and mesh it all together somehow. But we'll see. That's part of the fun, right?
Yeah. I think we added another layer of complications today.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you guys think that killing Habas was bold for me to get experience?
Yep, I would say so.
Cool. Then I have a move that will play very well in what's coming.
Okay. Let us switch back to Angel then. I think we had set up for you fleeing leaving a messy crime scene.
Yeah.
And then you have that -1 and going, which in this case is going to be a +1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's +2.
Right,
that's a
that's not
7.
too bad. That's not too bad. Let's see. On a 7 and 9, authorities respond before you can get away completely, but they are isolated or unprepared for what they find when they arrive. So you were jumping back in your truck and you were trying to tear out of there as fast as possible, right?
Yeah.
I think a couple police cars, start their sirens going, and they make a move to follow you. I will say you certainly, if you want to just make some quick turns and speed through the alleys and whatnot, you might be able to shake them if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. I want to shake them as fast as possible. They probably, can maybe recognize me or whatever, but I try to get away.
Yeah, push your luck, I think, is what we'll do here.
Okay. Still -1, yes, because I'm bleeding from my ear,
right,
from where my ear was. And that's an 8.
Okay. Things don't work out like you hoped. The MC will tell you how you can turn things around. I think you're going to be able to lose them, but they've gotten too much of a good look at your truck. You're going to have to ditch your truck somewhere and get out of this area on foot. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I, in some empty street, I ditch my truck. I take all my weapons with me, all that I can, use, the assault rifle, the gun, the knives, everything I take with me, and then I just, I walk away. I walk towards the stadium, I think. I'm not sure.
Right.
But this is my direction now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so keep in mind, Navigante made it very clear that when it comes to the Sinaloa cartel, you're persona non grata at this point, right? You're if they find you, they're going to kill you. So keep that in mind. If you're going to the stadium, you don't want to walk out in the open. You're probably going to be shot immediately if they spot you, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, but I think that's what I want to do. I want to shoot my way out of this. There's no other way out.
Sure.
Or, maybe take a position up in the stands, and see what happens down there.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak somewhere, to have a good look and see what my options are. But I don't think I can avoid the cartel. So maybe
you have a scope for that rifle.
Yeah.
No, no, I don't actually.
But you're probably a good shot. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
probably.
you can still snipe from from behind the bank of seats somewhere.
Yeah. I'm not going to walk out in the open. I just get somewhere close and then assess the situation and then see what happens.
Okay. So I think you're all set up. I think with the 10+, I think you can work your way through the city, whether it's walking, taking a taxi, whatever it is, however it is you need to do it. Your skills allow you to make your way without probably any other further mishap, I would imagine. Let's flip back to the other two. So Lupe, what do you do when you come down those stairs and you and Paco open the door and you step out and about 4 or 5. The two guys that you guys let go are standing there with several other Gulf Cartel thugs, with automatic weapons pointing in your direction.
Halt. um,
Paco just starts shaking. He drops his weapons. He drops the drugs and the money. And he's just like, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
um, let's see. I don't know who you are or what you're doing, but I have nothing to do with this.
Make
You
it
don't-
really dramatic. I'll give you your Reina del Drama.
I guess I better. Listen, you sons of bitches. I don't know who sent you here or why. I don't understand any of this shit that you guys are killing each other for. But I'm not involved. All right? I'm not on one side or the other. And I don't care what you do to each other. I have a little boy named Alejandro and a family who depends on me. And I know you all have mothers. I mean, you don't talk to anymore. But I don't think you would slaughter innocent people just because they happen to be in the way.
Okay, yeah, that works. I think dropping that you're a mother, that hits them hard. That connection to their own familia.
I think your own mothers would be ashamed if you just killed people because they got caught in the middle.
So go ahead and mark a stress, and they say, "Motherfuckers must have been doing some kidnapping. Get out of here. We'll take care of this cabron." And they start to like push past it. Like when they grab Paco, a couple others with these assault rifles start to work their way up these stairs. Like watching the corners. Like a tactical movement. Saul, you're peeking out the window maybe or something. After Chavez, gave you those grim words, and you see part of this going on, and you hear them start moving up the stairs. What are you gonna do? Oh, and before you do, so I think even though you got the miss on the laying down a beatdown, I think you still did lay down a beatdown. So go ahead and remove one stress. We'll give you a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, I can turn to violence. Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah, I think
You can reload.
Or were you looking to do that getting away move? What is it called? Bandito?
I think the only way Saul, the only thing Saul can do is to basically probably like open a window in his apartment, trying to jump to some because the houses are I imagine are there are tight corridors, tight stairs everywhere around the houses. They'll probably open the door, jump out through the window, and then trying to run through some tight streets because I live here. I probably know. Maybe these guys don't live here. Maybe they will not be able to follow me. So yeah.
I'm picturing in real life, Pablo Escobar, when they finally got him, he was in a house somewhere and he tried to get away by jumping out a window onto the roofs of the nearby houses. It's a whole confused maze of buildings, like you said, tightly together, with different levels of buildings, all alleys and everything else. So yeah, I think that perfectly makes sense.
I love it. The partially roof escape is perfect because they can see me, they can shoot to me, but the jumping from the one roof to the other roof, perfect.
Of course, in real life, Escobar, that's how he got killed. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Just curse the Darrow.
When you're seemed like there's something else I was gonna say. Okay. I see your note, Daniel. We'll get back to you in a minute. So let's go ahead and roll that. So this is pushing your luck. You get to use hustle instead of grit. And if you do get shot, you'll get to add +1.
So I assume I am getting fucking shot while escaping.
No, I think if you get a miss, maybe we'll lay that on you. I think it's just if you do get shot, you're going to get to add a +1 because you're trying to flee, right? But right now, just roll with hustle.
Okay, so that's two separate stuff. Yes.
Yeah, it's a separate.
In other words, if you were just shot, then you would get a +1 on this roll.
Right.
Woo! It's a 7. We are
7. All right.
push on a table.
Things do not work out like you hope. The MC will tell you how you can turn things around if you act quickly. I think what happens is you do all this, you do get away, but you're going to slip and you're going to fall. And we're going to say that you badly sprained your leg.
Mm-hmm.
From now on, you're only going to be able to move slowly in quite a bit of pain. But you do get away.
Sure.
Let's see. I think, do you feel like this clears bold? Clear this key in advance when you retreat from a messy situation that might still work out in your favor. It was a long shot, but it could have worked out in your favor. Or do you feel that's a push, or that's too much of a reach? You're muted.
I don't think the situation could have worked out in favor. He just killed the local representative of the Gulf Cartel. Although if I get to meet Lupa, I plan to clear Ambition if we get there, if I manage to get to her. But I think I couldn't work out.
Okay.
After taking out Chavez, I don't think.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So you get away. They move up. Lupe, I presume you try to make your escape. Try to get out of this scene somehow.
Yes. No. When they stop pointing their guns at me, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to stand in the road to flag down a taxi.
Okay.
And get back to my car and get out.
Angel, I'm tempted to say that let's just have you go ahead and find. Last session we talked about there being a dentist. I think it was that does sort of underground work for the cartel. I'm happy. Let's just say you get there.
Okay.
But the guy asks. He says. Let's say the dentist's name is Oliveras. And Dr. Oliveras, we see you coming into his office. He's come in, open up the office late at night. It's just you and him in this dark office. And he says, I don't want to get involved. The word is out that if you're to be spotted, you're to be shot. I'm supposed to let the Jefe know if I see you. And I don't know if it's worth my time. And he's kind of insinuating here that maybe you do it, but it's going to cost you.
Well, I don't have any money. I just take my gun out and say, if you don't fix my ear, I'm going to shoot you right now.
Okay.
So I don't have time for this. Maybe I can pay you later. But let's just, fix me. We're not going to talk about it, or I shoot you.
Go ahead and pressure someone.
That's with
hustle.
Hustle, okay. And I still get a -1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. That's a 3. Okay.
He says, all right, I have to give you, I'll do it. I have to give you this local anesthetic. Unfortunately, it's not a local anesthetic. And you pass out.
Okay.
And I think that would be. I think that's probably a good place to stop with your
Yeah.
story for today on Hell.
Excellent.
What Lupe and Saul? Do you have any last little scene that you want to have before we shut it down for today?
Um, I have many choice words for Ignacio. I have a whole book of choice words for Ignacio at this point. But so I'm going to find Alejandro, who is probably like playing on the street, right?
Well, it's probably pretty late at this point. I imagine him in bed.
Okay, I'm going to find him in bed, and I'm going to just take him and hug him as just as hard as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and kiss him on the cheek and on the forehead, and go, "Mi Alejandrito, I'm I'm so glad that you're safe," and things like that. And he probably goes, "Mom, what are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm. He goes, what's wrong, Mama?
Nothing. I'm just so glad. Oh, it's so good to see you. And I just, uh, you know, I just love him to love him to pieces without explaining anything, um, and put him back to bed, and and then um, and it's pretty late, so Lupe feels the need to confess, but it's probably too late for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think you had wasn't one of your obligations church related?
it
You're a
is.
parish volunteer.
Hmm.
I would be happy to say, as a volunteer in the church, that you know the priest's phone number if you want to call him.
Yes, I will then, uh,
And
because
say,
I feel the need. I feel the need to suddenly confess my sins because I realize
Mhm.
I might die
So yeah, Father
any moment, and
Gabriel.
I can't die without having confessed, because you then go to hell.
Mhm. So Father Gabriel answers the phone and he says, "What is it, Lupe? You never call me this late."
I have to. I'm sorry, Father. I desperately need to make confession. I I wouldn't ask, but I'm afraid.
What is it? What has happened?
Um, can you confess over the phone? I don't know.
I'm not Catholic. I couldn't answer the question, but
So
we will say for our purposes, yes, you can.
or maybe they meet. I think if she persuades him to
Let's go with the
be
phone
at the
call.
cathedral.
I like the idea of when we start next week that you'll be in the house when Isabel starts to stir. That would
Okay.
be juicy.
Yeah, I'll probably be there anyway, but it doesn't matter. Um, she says, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." And when he responds, she says, "I realize that I might die at any moment, and I cannot go without a clean soul. Father, there's a very bad man who has threatened my sister, and I have asked someone to kill him."
Let's go ahead and roll that. Roll with hustle. Oh, all right. Uh,
And she'll pour out the entire sordid thing.
right.
It's just
Uh,
that it's her lover, that She's afraid for her boy and for her sister, who she knows is not the best person, but she could be a better person, and she's either going to die, or she's going to be forced to kill someone who doesn't deserve it. And she's terrified. She just bursts loose with the whole thing, and it's obviously sincere.
You clear your stress track, and the priest says, Lupe, my child, God knows that your heart means, you mean well and you mean to do good. And he forgives you. And you must do your best to do good now. And I think that's it. I don't think you don't have to make penance or anything. You clear your soul, at least for now.
And she cries.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Thank you, Father." And he says, "May God, may God's countenance shine down upon you," or something like that.
Okay.
And she clicks off the phone, and just presses the cross to her forehead, and that's where the scene ends.
Okay. Let's leave it there then for today. Let's quickly go around just a brief stars and wishes, just to kind of lay out where you hope to see things go, especially for next week, but also get out some stars. Let's start with Brandon. You have any stars and wishes?
Oh yeah, this is just full of great stuff. I mean, the emotional scene, getting closer with Angel, even though he didn't say anything to her, and her crossing the line, for the first time in this series, of actually getting involved in terrible things, deliberately, and with her eyes at least partly open, and tainting herself, and that was terrific. And the whole fucked up thing with Saul was also great. The kidnapping and then the botch afterwards, and the horrible reality of the situation being driven home for her, that this is, that it's all very well to talk about people killing people, but it's something very different when it happens right in front of you. She's not, she alone of the people here is not, hasn't seen violence up close, and it's going to mark her, and that was great. So that was great. Yeah, it was, it's about time. Thanks for you. It's about time Lupe was involved in something violent, and so that worked out. So, and wishes for next time. She same wishes before, which is from previous times, which is getting to blame Ignacio for everything, even things that he richly does not deserve, and B, getting to act when something terrible is about to happen to Isabel. Not necessarily succeed, but try.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what you tell Isabel when she wakes up, you having had a whole other adventure while she was sleeping. Okay, yes. Thank you for that. Let's move to Daniel. Do you have any stars and wishes?
Yeah, about the same, about the story, the characters, stars to both Brandon and Powell for great characters, and everyone working together to to bring us more and more drama and complications. And I want to say star for the whole structure of these 5 runs. I think I've really come to look forward to the last session, to final session.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a really it's really good. We have a lot of stuff to play with, and it's going to be great. And I want to give a start to one of the mechanics of the game, which is the get fucking shot move. I think it's right for me. It's right up there. It's intense, but it's not too heavy. It's right. It gets right to the point.
Mhm.
It's very well made. It's an innovation, I think, in PBTA games, but it does the job really, really well.
Right.
And yeah, we have rolled it twice in this run, and it was intense, but not too much. Yeah.
The thing with the move is, as a game master, I try to shy away with it early on because you
Yeah.
can just die. If
Yeah.
you get a miss, you're just dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no options. You're just dead.
Yeah. But also
But
you
yeah,
have a lot of
we're farther enough in now that we can start bringing that out, and I'm sure we'll see it next week.
yeah.
Well, and it creates. I mean, even if it's done just once,
Mhm.
it generates an enormous tension.
Mhm.
Because it is the one thing where a bad roll takes you out
Yeah.
of
Right.
the game, and so just the worry that it could be out there, as the result of a miss on something else that you might have to roll get fucking shot.
And it's great because the MC has a lot of freedom to choose in a way to steer their own moves in to make it to have the move in the right place dramatically.
Right.
So this is really cool. Yeah.
All right. And Pavel, you have any stars and wishes? Or did you have any wishes, Daniel?
Well, no. I'm looking forward to the final session, and maybe just want Angel to kill one of the bad guys in the final session.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, before getting shot.
It's I think
himself.
what they call a target
Or
rich
maybe-
environment.
Maybe
Yeah.
not before, but somewhere along the
During.
line. Yeah, during getting shot. Yeah.
Okay, great. And Pavel.
I really start to Brandon because I really love how we see the partner playbook La Esposa being entangled everywhere, but not being like the obvious target, but just like being entangled everywhere. And it's so cool to see this person who just like wants to get by, being involved and having to endure and deal with the cartel. I start to Daniel for like the Sicario versus Sicario standoff. Gold, really, really well. And yeah, star for Jason because I really felt that there should be a meeting between Saul and Lupe, but the fiction didn't really connect us in any way. So it was a perfect opportunity. Hey, kidnap her, and things went spirally bad from there.
Yeah, so I knew they were going to go bad, but they went bad in a different direction than I thought.
Right. Yeah.
But
Do
she
you have
did
any
get to break a
wishes?
lamp over. She did get to bust a lamp over your
Yeah.
head.
Wishes.
Good thing you have crappy lamps.
Yeah, only crappy lamps saved my height. Wishes. I really wish for this meeting, as Brandon said. I think that I skipped one session, but I think there should be some meeting between Lupe and her still husband. I think they're in separation. Yeah, I think that this meeting should really happen, and it's more interesting than the big shootout. What will happen there,
Yeah.
and who will end up where?
Yes,
Oh my god,
yes.
Seoul is it's such a horrible place. I don't know. I'm looking forward to see where will Seoul end up, if he will survive this or end up somewhere in a dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, you thought Saul was going to die today, and he didn't. He was close. But I think part of my stars is it's interesting the way the story's gone, and you guys are all stripped down. All of your assets, all of your friends, all of your connections have all been sort of stripped away. you're in this raw, exposed position now, which is really interesting to go into that final session. Like we said with On Hell, you're going to get shot. You know, if you're even spotted, they're just not even going to talk to you. They're just going to kill you at this point, right? And Saul, you know, your Pandia is either dead or captured by the Gulf Cartel, and Lupe is, you know, completely drawn into this violent, horrible world. And having to confess her sins to a priest is a good way to kind of cap that off today. I think wishes wise, I think I went a little too hard today when you guys got misses. You know, a couple of times you got hit with misses, and I'm like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? And I think I dialed it up a little too high. I think I probably should have paced it a little better. It was interesting. You guys got a lot of good rolls, and then you would follow them with terrible rolls. So it was like I wanted to help you find a way out of your bad situations, but the dice kept failing you. So the tendency when I see that is to escalate, and I think it escalated too quickly. So I wish in hindsight to have gone back and maybe not done that quite as intensely as we ended up doing.
Oh, I don't know. I think, I mean, I'm not speaking for anybody else, of course, but having the Gulf Cartel make a move was very appropriate, because they've kind of been sort of shadowy background presence up until this time. And all of a sudden now it's like, oh, okay, you know, they've just been, you know, somebody important in the Gulf Cartel just got killed,
right?
You know, by Saul, and so now the Gulf Cartel is going to be out with guns blazing,
right?
You know, as the Sinaloa cartel is, and the police.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last episode, it's like all the guns are out, and it's just a question of, you know, of who gets caught in what crossfire.
And then looking ahead, it was really nice to give you guys, like I said, you know, it's always fun for me when I'm running a game and there's those sessions where there's only 3 players. It gives you guys a little bit more spotlight. So it was good to like let you guys all have plenty of room to have longer conversations, to have more scenes. And like we said, you know, it maybe in the end it was a little forced, but it kind of made sense, like finding a way to bring Lupe and Saul together. That was really nice to see those 2 characters mixed together, especially since we had established that, you know, Lupe does not like Saul, and that played out perfectly. And I'm sure she doesn't like him anymore after this whole fuck up. Yeah, I think that's it. So I mean, going in next week, hopefully, fingers crossed, all 5 characters will be with us, which means it's going to be the opposite, where it's not going to be as much room for extended scenes. It's going to be, and we know that's the finale. We've been planting seeds of some dramatic moments. So there's probably going to be quite a bit of hard framing and sharp cuts next week in comparison. So this is a good companion piece to what I anticipate will be what our final session will be like.
All right.
Oh, and before I forget, is everybody okay putting this on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I still need to get hold of Sebastian to find out if session 3 is okay, but I will get them out there this week. Okay. All right, guys. Brandon, wherever you're flying, good travels, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See ya. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.